Okay, so this video is for Gordon Ramsay, so if you're not Gordon Ramsay, just keep scrolling. Anyways, hi Panini Head. I just wanted to let you know that some people are kind of saying low-key that, like, I'm a better chef than you, and, like, obviously, like, I know that that's, you know, true. So I just wanted to show you this recipe for these amazing chili dumplings. And I'm also just gonna double this video as a submission for MasterChef, so I'll see you next season. Anyway, so for the filling, what you're gonna need is some...
The best way to roast your potatoes. Use small potatoes and boil until fork tender. Drain off the water and put them in a big bowl. We're going to start with a generous amount of olive oil. You're going to do salt, pepper. We're going to go onion powder, garlic powder, crushed red pepper, fresh basil, fresh thyme. Get that all mixed together and dump it out on a lined baking sheet. Spread them out, give them a little room on every side, and then use a glass to smash them about a ½ inch thick. And then throw them in a 425-degree oven for about 30 minutes. But you're going to want to flip them halfway through. And you're going to end up with a soft interior, crispy exterior, the best roasted potatoes.
I've been wanting to make Gigi Hadid's vodka pasta recipe for a while now, but obviously without the vodka, so this is how you do it. Chop up 1 medium-sized onion and a handful of garlic. Boil some water and cook your pasta. Once your pasta is done cooking, go ahead and take some of the pasta water out and set that to the side. In a pan, add some olive oil and saute your onions and garlic. Here I'm adding 2 cans of tomato paste and sauteing that for about 5 minutes. After that, go ahead and add in some heavy cream. I added in about 1.5 cups and I mixed that in. Now as the replacement for the vodka, I use a tablespoon of lemon juice. Added in some crushed red pepper, a ½ stick of butter, salt and pepper to season. Turned off the heat and added in some Parmesan cheese and a little bit of the pasta water that we saved. Added in my pasta and that's pretty much it. I topped it with some dry basil because I didn't have any fresh, some crushed red pepper flakes, and there you go. I also tripled the recipe because I have a big family, so keep that in mind.
I'm going mad!
Does anybody else have that snack that they invented when they were younger and it was absolutely delicious and you were super, super proud of it and you made it for everyone, you ate it all the time, you even took pictures of it? Yeah? Okay, so this is mine. It's called a 3 M&M's ball and it's delicious. You start with the 3 Musketeers.
Do y'all remember when you were younger and your mom would tell you there's food at home and you be hella tight because all you wanted was some McDonald's because you knew she was going to make this same thing from the night before and probably the night before that? Well, I taught myself how to cook and I don't think my kids are going to have that problem. Do you see these dishes? Immaculate. Come on.
This guy's been asking for fancy oatmeal for I don't know how long now. So all right, fancy oatmeal.
Step 1, in a pot on low heat, add honey and a big squeeze of orange juice. Cook it until it's caramelized and it looks like this. Take a pear, peel it, cut it into irregular shapes. Into another pot, add butter. The butter is melted, add pears. When the pears are roasted and the butter is brown, add honey, a little bit of cinnamon, 1 cup water, a ½ cup milk, a ½ cup oat milk, pinch of salt. When it starts to simmer at 1 cup oats, the oats are cooking, grab another pear, slice it. Make sure you work the starches.
I'm just kidding, that's risotto.
Right at the end, chopped hazelnuts. Start plating. Pears go on. More hazelnuts. Blueberries. Little bit of butter.
My dad used to keep breath mints with him everywhere he went, including at his work desk, and I asked him why once, and he told me because his colleagues complained about his breath. I learned 2 things that day. 1, people didn't like kimchi breath, and 2, people made fun of my dad at work. My dad worked for the U.S. Postal Service for decades, and in all those years, he never brought home a work friend or even mentioned to anyone he talked to. Despite having no friends, every year for the holiday party, my mom would stay up all night long making a huge basket of her egg rolls. I remember when I was around 9 years old, waking up in the middle of the night to see my dad sitting patiently in the living room while my mom frantically fried hundreds of her egg rolls because Daddy couldn't show up to the holiday party without them. It made me think of that one time I brought a tray of cupcakes to school on my birthday, hoping to make more friends. I also remember thinking, they can't stand Daddy's kimchi breath, but they have no problem taking his egg rolls.
Let's do some cooking.
Every guy thinks that every girl's dream is to find the perfect guy. No, every girl's dream is to eat without getting fat. Duh.
Hey, what's up? Just trying to get these dishes done. Yeah. What are you doing? Why are you eating my sponge? Why are you eating? That's disgusting. Give it to me. What's wrong with you, Jackie? Give me that stuff. It's disgusting. What are you doing? Give me that sponge. Stop. This is disgusting. It's yours. What are you doing? Are you crazy? What are you doing? Give me that.
When I was younger, my grandma said, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And can I just say, this woman has been married over 50 years, happily married. So of course I took her advice and I learned how to whip up a bomb-ass sandwich. You guys, literally, my husband will choose this over any other meal that I can make him. And he's happy and we're happy and we've been married going on 17 years.
I'm about to show you guys how to make candied lemons, okay? Let's go inside. 1 lemon, clean, let's slice it. Then we slice it. Grab our lemon slices, coat them with sugar. 1 cup of water. 1 cup of sugar, granulated. Whisk until dissolve. Take our lemon, add them to the water mixture. Make sure that they have enough space to float around. Just a sprinkle of salt. Let boil for 2 or 3 minutes on each side, so we're gonna flip them. Once it's slightly translucent like that, you're gonna go ahead and remove it out of the water. Removing them out of our simple syrup, give it a good drip. Place it on a piece of parchment paper. Let it rest for about 4 to 6 hours, or you can put it in the fridge for only 2. Enjoy your candy.
Apparently you can cut a cucumber and turn it into this thin snake type of thing. That sounds super cool to me. I'm gonna give it a try and let you know if it works. Ooh, look at that nice close-up shot. Little cucumber ASMR. The next step is you flip it upside down, and then apparently you do the same type of cut, but on an angle. Wait a second. It 100% worked. Like a little accordion of cucumber.
The other day, somebody left me a comment asking why my recipes are so unhealthy if I studied nutrition. The answer is pretty simple. Eating yummy food makes me happy. And honestly, seeing how 2020 has been going, I don't know how much time we have left. I'm really not trying to make this year any worse by eating rabbit food, and you shouldn't either, so come to Food TikTok and we'll cook all these delicious dishes together.
Eating street food on TikTok for 21 days. For a piece of pork. See the fat here? We're just gonna cut through it so that way when we fry it, the meat doesn't curl up. I'm just gonna use the back of our knife and we're gonna flatten our pork. This, lightly salt the pork, pepper, slice up 1 whole onion, and carrots today. We can also chop up some potato as well. To medium high, oil. We're gonna add in our onion. The onion for 3 to 5 minutes. Our carrots, saute together for 1 to 2 minutes. 3 cups of water. A medium low heat for 10 minutes. Curry cube that I'm using today, but use whatever one you prefer. And your curry mix is optional, but highly recommended. A restaurant in Vancouver called Raisu always adds black pepper in their curry, and it's honestly a game changer. Together, we're gonna let this just simmer on the side for 10 minutes. Panko today, 4 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of water, 1 egg. Together, this is gonna be your batter. Pork chop in your batter, put in the panko, add in some oil, medium high. Kind of hot, we're gonna add in our pork. 5 to 7 minutes, or until it's golden brown on both sides. Get that crisp. Listen to how crunchy this is. Get your rice ready, and your curry, off with your tonkatsu. Look at that.
Make mashed potatoes. Start with russet or Yukon Gold. We want a potato with high starch and low moisture, which means fluffy. Peel all your potatoes and place them in a bowl of cold water so they don't oxidize. Cut into 1-inch cubes. Something like this is perfect. Add your potatoes to a pan, cover with cold water, and cook over medium heat until fork tender. Strain your potatoes and add them to a bowl. Cover with a towel to steam them. Use a ricer or masher to mash your potatoes. A ricer is probably one of my favorite kitchen tools out there. Pour in 1.5 sticks of melted butter and slowly mix in some heavy cream until it becomes very creamy. Place them in a serving tray. Then add a little more melted butter and a nice little handful of chives. Maybe just a few more. Do mashed potatoes get any better than that? Creamy goodness.
Oh y'all, there's food at home. Let's make some mozzarella sticks. This one is for all y'all picky eaters. Get your breadcrumbs, cheese, seasonings, and boom, mix it all together. Slice up that cheese into about 10 even pieces. Now the coating is crucial, y'all. You're gonna dip it, shake it, coat it. shake, repeat, okay? Put them in the freezer for a little bit, then we're gonna fry the sticks until they nice and golden brown, just like my skin. That was funny, no? See how easy that was? I want to hear no complaints, all right? Follow and share for more recipes.
Believe me when I say this is going to blow your mind and change the way you make your lunch wraps. I saw this yesterday and I just had to try it. First, you want to make your protein. I've gone with crispy tofu. Make a cut halfway down your wrap or tortilla. Add your fillings to each quarter. I've gone with lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, tofu, of course some sauce. Now for the magic. Starting at the cut, fold each corner in so you're left with a little pocket and then toast it. It'll have you smiling like me even before your first bite.
Alright. Alright, bye. Bye. Yeah, look at that thing. I gotta take a picture first. Oh, what an egg. It's great. It's fabulous.
I told y'all there's food at home. Let's make a fried chicken on a biscuit sandwich. Y'all know it ain't fried chicken unless it's seasoned right, okay? Now we're gonna give the chicken a nice bath in some buttermilk and some pickle juice. I said pickle juice, that's right. Y'all really thought I was gonna make the biscuits from scratch? Y'all must not know me that well yet. Get you some canned biscuits and follow the directions on the package. We want some crispy, crunchy chicken like Popeyes, so we're gonna dip it into some egg, flour, and repeat. Fry that chicken up till it's nice and golden brown. Look at that. About 7 minutes per side. Remove and let cool for about 5 minutes because we don't want to burn our tongue. Now it's time to assemble the sandwich. I put some lettuce, some honey, and some hot sauce. My mouth is watering just looking at this again. I know that was fast, but I have a limited amount of time. The recipe is on my website with tips. Share and follow for the last part of my chicken sandwich series.
Those beignets and the Princess and the Frog look so delicious, and some of you guys requested that I make them, so I did. And I started off by whisking together some warm water and yeast and set that to the side while I combined some evaporated milk, sugar, salt, and egg and vanilla. Then added that to the yeast mixture, added 2 cups of flour and combined, then stirred in some melted butter plus 2 more cups of flour. And then once it was kind of a shaggy dough on a floured surface, I kneaded it until it was a relatively smooth ball. And I put it in an oiled bowl and let that rise for about 2 hours or until it was doubled in size. Then I gave it a little punch to deflate it and then rolled it out till it was about a 1/4 inch thick and cut out some squares/rectangles. They were pretty uneven, but it's okay. We got some variety, but I let them rest for 10 more minutes and started frying them. And once they poofed up, I flipped them over on the other side, fried for 1 more minute, then removed and drained them. And once they were all done, I drizzled with some honey and basically dredged them in powdered sugar. Then served them up with some cafe au lait, and they're pretty much done. They're basically like donuts, but they're so
that you can make with rice paper. Rice paper chips. Bite-sized pieces. Medium high oil. As soon as it puffs up, that's when it's done. Then season it with salt or whatever you want because this is a blank canvas. Vietnamese quesadilla is commonly known as the Vietnamese pizza. It's a very popular street food, but it looks like a quesadilla more than a pizza, okay? 1 egg. Slice up some Spam, scallions. Put your rice paper in a pan. Try keeping the corners down when it starts to curl up. Add your egg slowly. Spam, scallions, add mayonnaise, fried onion. Hold it. Next snack is inspired by the Filipino dessert turon. Slice half a banana. Wet your rice paper. Light coating of sugar. Wrap it like this. Golden brown color. A little bit of sugar.
Episode 3 of Cutting for Dummies, let's do an onion. Basic lingo, this is the root and this is the stem. Cut it in half from root to stem, and then cut off the root and the stem. Take off that outer layer, and then for basic slices, just cut in the direction of root to stem. For thinner slices, just cut them thinner. Now for entry-level dicing, just cut one direction and then turn it 90 degrees and cut the other direction. Try to make your cuts similar sizes. This won't be the finest or most even dice in the world, but it'll get the job done. For a more advanced dice, cut off the stem but leave the root, and then cut horizontally without cutting all the way through, then cut root to stem, and then turn 90 degrees and just cut as fine as you can, and that will give you the finest dice you can get. Next episode, we're going to do some pineapple.
Put a couple small spoons of sugar, like 5 grams. Add about 150 milliliters, warm water. Now we'll dissolve the sugar in the water. A couple teaspoons of yeast. Just be careful not to get any in the bottle. That's a joke. And then we'll put a balloon on top. And we'll see what happens. A little bit of gas in here is from the yeast. That's carbon dioxide. Let's make a pizza.
Nice.
Let's see how we're doing. It's been a couple hours. Oh yeah. Now we gotta push it down. And let it rise some more. Carry on. All right. Spinach, pecorino romano, olive oil, and garlic on this side. Braised onions, salmon, and creme fraiche on this side. It's gonna be pretty good. To the lower rack. That's the kind of thing. We broil it for a little bit. And here's the finished pie. What you want is that burn underneath it. That's good. It's not magic, people. It's science!
Just so you know, the next time you're eating a pineapple, it's actually eating you back. That's why your mouth feels tingly and itchy after eating it. The reason why pineapple has a taste for human flesh is because it has an enzyme known as bromelain, which digests protein. And since your body is made of proteins, the pineapple you eat are trying to digest you, starting with your tongue and the roof of your mouth. But don't worry, once you swallow the pineapple, the acids in your stomach dissolve and destroy.
I've never had Taco Bell before, but I'm craving a Crunchwrap Supreme, so let's make it. Take ground beef, add it to a skillet, break it down, add in some taco seasoning, mix together and drain. Take a large tortilla in a bowl, and we're gonna cut around the edges to make a smaller tortilla set aside. Take a large tortilla and add some ground beef and some shredded lettuce on top. Be generous with the cheese. Now we're gonna add a tostada, some sour cream, some chopped tomatoes, and some shredded lettuce on top, and then we're gonna take our smaller tortilla from before and add it on top, and make sure to fold in the sides and do it super tight. Now take the crunch wrap, add it to a skillet, let it sit for 2 to 3 minutes, flip it over, look how beautiful that looks. Now we're gonna cut it open, and there you have it. I don't think I'm gonna need Taco Bell anytime soon because I did
1 layer Oreo cookies, 14 ounces sweetened condensed milk, 8 ounces of Cool Whip, 1 pack chocolate fudge cake. Don't mix it. 1.5 sticks butter sliced thin. Bake at 350 for 45 minutes. Better than Oreo.
Monday, we start simple. Tuesday, we toast. Wednesday, it's our go-to. Thursday, let's try something new. Friday, weekend time.
Getting a divorce in Korean culture is still pretty taboo, so I was a little worried about my parents' reaction when I finally filed. But I was pretty surprised. My mom told me that if he ever showed his face, she would beat the shit out of him, and my dad rose a glass to me over dinner and then tried to shake my hand in congratulations like I just announced a promotion. I'd always wondered how much it had hurt my dad when I came running to their house, crying and shaking after another grueling fight with my ex. But he never said anything, to the point I sometimes wondered whether he'd even noticed how much my heart was breaking. I always chalked it up to the comfortable aloofness he and I had developed. I don't think my dad has ever once said the words "I love you" to me in all 40 plus years of my life. But every year on my birthday, he would send me a pretty pink card with flowers on it and write "I love you," followed by a note that always made me cry. The year I got my divorce, though, he wrote something a little different. "I love you. It's time to move on, isn't it?" And for some reason, the "isn't it" told me just how much my father had cried with me, even when I wasn't looking.
you.